Greetings and salutations, world. I am the Bearded Con Man, and welcome to my spoiler-free edition review of Logan. Now, just so you know, what I mean by spoiler-free is it means this entire review has nothing that will spoil the film for you. This is only my thoughts on the film, and it's only meant to get you excited and to go see it as soon as possible. Because let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you were waiting on the ultimate Wolverine film, this is it. So Logan is the final role for Hugh Jackman as the Wolverine. And man, let me tell you, is it a final role? This film has everything you've been waiting for if you're a Wolverine fan. And even if you're not, this film transcends it being a comic book / superhero film. It is just this perfect, epic, Western-style drama that even if you're not a fan of Wolverine, you would enjoy. It has action that is worthy of the old knucklehead. It has bloody, visceral badassery. It has tragedy. It has comedy. It has everything. You can tell that Hugh Jackman and James Mangold, who's both the writer, one of the writers, and also the director of Logan, took everything you heard that you wanted from a Wolverine film, and they made it happen in this one. Oh. Masterpiece. I know that that's a little bit over the top, but I feel that that particular word is the perfect way to describe this film. I can completely understand why Hugh Jackman felt good hanging up the claws for good after this film, because that is how you make an exit. I knew that this film would be good. I knew it would be, because Hugh Jackman has developed a complete admiration for this character through and through, where he knew that he wanted to do this character justice. And you could see that throughout the years. And I talked about that more in my Bearded Con Man stories, Why I Love Wolverine, if you want to check that out. But just that complete adoration for that character just shines through this film. It answers the question of what happens when Logan finally grows old. What happens when he is completely void of all caring, when there's nothing left to fight for. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a great place to put this character, because it gives the most compelling story that we have ever seen for Logan, aka the Wolverine, to date. Through Logan's long life, you learn that he's never truly lived. And what I mean by that is, he's been blessed with almost eternal life. He's been alive since the 1800s. He has seen horrors through all of the wars. He was experimented on and grafted with metal that is completely covering all of his bones. He lost his memory. He's lost almost everyone he's loved. But even through all of that, he's just coasted through life, never truly having something to live for. He never has really experienced what that feels like, or has taken a moment to think, what is life worth living for? That is where we pick up with this character, is even after the brief glimmers of hope, even after what we saw when we left him in Days of Future Past at the very end, with that wonderful future that he woke up in, Logan is still truly lost, and he's even more so now. He is just biding his time. This film defies everything. It's not a comic book film. It is a character and story driven film. And it is one of the most perfect films I've seen in my entire life. And I know that is a very bold statement, but I feel that it perfectly explains this movie. Even if you don't have a love for Wolverine like I clearly do, this film goes beyond that. This film is a just epic Western, standalone even film. You could watch this movie and you wouldn't even have to watch the previous Wolverine or X-Men films. And I love that they pulled that off, because not only does it have the ultimate payoff for the fans who have been with Hugh Jackman since the very beginning in the early 2000s, but it also is a film that even the general audience can enjoy. And by that I mean adults, because let me tell you, this film has earned its R rating through and through. And that is something that has been missing from the previous Wolverine films. You can't truly do the character justice unless it is an R-rated film, because Wolverine is this over-the-top swearing, limb chopping off, bloody, visceral animal. And that's what he has always been since his first inception in the comics. So to finally get that is so bittersweet, because not only is it everything that the fans have been clamoring for all these years, but it's the last time that we will get it from Hugh Jackman. So you have like this weight and measures where it's bittersweet. It really is, because there is no more after this. This is it. And Hugh Jackman, I applaud you, because that is how you go out on top. Giving the fans what they want, hanging up the claws right after. It is something that you can look back on and know that you gave the fans and what you have been sought after for all this time with the character, and that is the penultimate Wolverine film. So thank you, Hugh Jackman. If you ever see this, thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving us what we've always wanted. So along for the ride is Patrick Stewart reprising his role as Professor Charles Xavier. And unfortunately, just like Wolverine, his future is just as dark, if not darker, than Logan's as well when we finally catch up to him in this film. And what we get from Charles in this film is almost what he has done for Wolverine, but in the reverse. There's this taking care of each other between Logan and Charles, where it's almost like a father-son aspect, and there's even a couple jokes about that in the film, as you'll see when you go to see it. But you just see all this history between the two, and this, this fondness for each other and this caring for one another, but they also see through all of their crap as well. It's just this honest, perfect relationship between the two, even though it's under the worst circumstances. They need each other, and you see that because they're all that they have left. So we get this almost like buddy road trip type vibe, which works so well because it's like a redemption for both characters in the end. And it gives them something worth fighting for once again. So I don't want to get any further into this film because it will go into spoiler territory. So I will leave you with this. This film is everything that a Wolverine fan has wanted in a Wolverine film and more. And it also defies all odds. It is not a superhero or comic book movie in the strictest of sense. It is just an incredible, compelling, drama and story-driven movie in itself. Even if you aren't an over-the-top fan of Wolverine like me, you will enjoy this film. But let me warn you, it is a very dark tale. There isn't anything really inappropriate. What I mean by that is the violence, the over-the-top, gripping and epic. Did you see what I did there? I combined a word. Gripping. Gripping and epic, brutal violence. That is so good, but it is so dark. So unless you want traumatized children, stick with the Marvel movies. And by that I mean Captain America, Iron Man, and Spider-Man. Those are the movies to take the kids to go see. This is for the grown-up kids. And that is all I will say on that matter. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it at this. Hugh Jackman, if you ever see this film, to James Mangold, Simon Kinberg, everyone that made this happen, thank you. Because you gave this lifelong Wolverine fan the Wolverine film that he has always dreamed of, and more. I was at a loss for words when those credits rolled, because it was perfect. So thank you. Thank you for the bottom of my heart for finally giving me the ultimate, absolute, ultimate, end-all be-all Wolverine film. Go and see this movie. Do yourself a favor and see it. And then come back for my spoiler edition review of Logan, which will go up in the next couple of days. Until then, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you leave any comments, please make sure that they are not spoiler related. I don't want this movie ruined for anyone. I want you to go and see it and then come back for my spoiler edition of the movie. And then we can get into the fully undisclosed conversations there. Until then, drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Be sure to share it with your friends if you are so inclined. I would really appreciate it. And subscribe for more content. I am the Bearded Con Man. And remember, Beard, be exceptional and rad dudes. Thank you so much for watching. And again, Hugh Jackman, thank you. For everything you've done for this character, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.